Jason here from JHM Marketing Solutions, once again on this Friday talk. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about something once again on the basic side. And what I want to share with you is 15 things that you need to have on your product landing page so that it is absolutely killer and your conversion rate is absolutely at its best. So what is a conversion rate? A conversion rate is how many people come to your website as a visitor and how many of those people, what percentage of those people convert into a customer or a lead. And so I spent about 8 years on my own personal retail store website selling product. I had 3,000 line items and I worked with a company called BigCommerce, who is essentially, it was a template site as I started out. I'm sure many of you are going to be in the same boat, either using companies like BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Wix, and there's a couple others that you basically, they're template sites, you build them, you can make them yourself, move things around, etc., etc. And I spent a lot of those years trying to optimize my product landing page. And what I essentially ended up doing was I doubled my conversion rate from actually probably more than doubled. When I originally started, it was incredibly low at about 0.2. Later, I got it up to about 0.7, 0.9, and eventually one little kicker. You'll see point number 15 today. I took it from 0.7 to 1.5. I absolutely doubled that conversion rate. Now, a conversion rate of 1 to 2% is pretty standard on a website. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to blend in some screens on this side of the page, and I'm going to talk through each and every single one of these steps. So I've created this cool little graphic. Here it is, and this is what it looks like. And I'm going to start right up at the top of the page for you guys and move down. And so as you can see right at the top of the page up there, you'll see the circle around the HTTPS. And that S means that you actually have an SSL certificate. If you don't have that S next to the HTTP, then your site that people are surfing on or searching on is not actually secure. And the communication between their browser and your website is not actually encrypted. So if you don't have an S there, if your site is not secure, I do recommend you get in touch with your webmaster or your website admin or your hosting service, and you get that SSL certificates. That's one of the first thing in these modern times that people look for. If they don't have that S, means that the communication is not secure and it's not encrypted. And so you definitely, that's the very first thing that you want to do, is you want to have a secure website. So you want to have that SSL certificate on your website. All right, moving down to the second thing, you'll see up the top there, highlighted for you, is the blog circle. Now this doesn't necessarily have to be a blog, but essentially what this is you want to have lots of information on your website. You don't want that website to be empty, and I've done a few articles and a few videos already about how you want to be seen as the industry expert or as the thought leader. And so having that blog right up at the top means that people can click on it and they can go and look around and they can see what you're all about and they can learn. And this whole process, everything that we're going to be talking about today, it's got a lot to do with just gaining people's trust, because a lot of times a consumer is going to have 6 to 10 touch points. They're going to touch you in some way, your company, your brand, your social media sites, your product, etc., etc. Watch a video 6 to 10 times before they even buy something, because they need to have that trust. Now, obviously very different if you're Amazon, okay? But everyone is not Amazon. People know what they want to buy. They want to buy some peanut butter. They want to buy a toothbrush. They want to buy some toothpaste. They want to buy a pair of shoes. They want to buy something. Boom, they're on Amazon and they buy it, right? Extremely high conversion rate. You are not Amazon, okay? And you're probably never going to be. So you need to gain trust for your brand. And this thought leader process, this blog process, is one of the ways that you can do that, because they can be on your website and you're turning them into the lead. You're going to get their email address, you're going to send them some newsletters, etc., etc. So that blog is extremely important, and I do believe it should be up at the top Okay, moving down to the next point is images and video. This is where you get to wow the customer. You want to have loads and loads of information. You want to have it extremely high quality so that people can zoom in and zoom out and twirl that thing around. You can even have an auto playing video on this page, but keep that product video extremely short, extremely catchy, vibrant, colorful. If you don't have the ability to do that in a video, then just have a few pictures. But they need to be high quality. You should be able to zoom and really get as much information as you can out of that image. That's very important. You don't want to have a low quality image here. It must be high quality if you want to help increase your conversion rate. Pop in right down below that, you can see reviews, okay? If possible, have some reviews somewhere on this product page that people can read the reviews of the product. If there's no reviews, your conversion rate is not going to be as high as it possibly can be. So having, even if it's 1 or 2 or 3 reviews, have reviews there, and they don't all have to be 5-star reviews, because if it's a 3-star review instead of a 5-star review, there might be something constructive in that review that people are going to say. And no product on the planet, I'm sure, if there's 100 reviewers, will have 100 5-star reviews. Someone is always going to pick apart something of the product. So it's very handy to have some reviews of your product, right? Right below that, we've got more images and more videos, and it's really helpful if your product, if you sell a pair of shoes, if your product comes in different colors, have all the images of the different colors there. You want to give as much information as possible as you can to the customer, because what you're trying to do here is you're trying to convince them to buy your product. And so if you don't have all the images available of the product, maybe they're going to go somewhere else that does have all. So you want to have as much information about your product visible for the person. There's a lot of different ways that you can spin this, and this is just a very basic way that you can do that. Jumping up to the top over there, right underneath the product name, are once again here you can see I've put different colors. So right here you want to have as many options. If every single option that you have for this product needs to be visible to the customer right here at the top of the page above the fold. I'll get to the fold in a little bit, but you want to have all the options. If it's different colors available, you want to have every single color option available. If there are different sizes available, you want to have every single different size. And if they click on, it's really handy, if they click on the yellow one and the medium, for example, you need to make sure that the image changes to show whatever they're clicking on. You don't want to leave any doubt in the customer's mind that they're going to get exactly what they're ordering. If you do that and you're very expressive, you explain everything to the customer of what they're going to be buying, that's going to cut your returns way, way, way down. So it's very important, once again, that they know exactly what they're ordering and they know exactly what they're getting. If there's any confusion there, boom, your conversion rate is going to drop and people are going to drop off your website and you're going to lose potential customers. I've got a customer who refuses to put product descriptions in his products. And they won't listen to me. I've told them you have to have these product descriptions, and their conversion rate sucks. And there's really nothing more than I can do about that. They have a lot of line items, but they don't want to take the time and the effort to put those product descriptions in. So it's extremely important. So right below those options, you can see right up here, we then have the price. Let the customer know exactly what the cost is of the product, and if there are taxes involved, make sure that taxes are displayed here, because you don't want them dropping out of the cart, right? Once they're in the cart, you want to make sure that purchase process is extremely quick and extremely easy. So if there's no tax, because they're purchasing online and they're out of state, then say that there's no tax. If there is tax, this is exactly where you want to put it. And this is all around the add to cart button, because hopefully by this point, some of your customers are going to say, okay, boom, I like the color, I like the price, there's plenty of information, I'm ready to buy, right? But if they're not, then just below the add to cart button, this is when people are going to be like, I want more information. So you can see right up here, there's, if you have free shipping, if you can have free shipping, I understand that not everyone can, but if you can have free shipping, you need to try and figure it out, because this is going to help your conversion rate. People who buy online these days are expecting free shipping. So this is where you can, once again, you can have this at the top of the page, you can have it at the bottom of the page, and right here by the add to cart button is a great place for you to put that free shipping, right? Then right below this, this is where that person is. You've given them all this great information, pictures, videos, sizes, some basic information, but here below the cart, but above the fold is where you want to put all the rest of the information. You want to, what materials is it made out of? What country is it made in? Warranty information, shipping expectations. So if it's going to take 3 days to ship out, this is where you put that information. If it's going to take another 2 weeks to get to the customer, this is where you're going to put that, because you don't want people to get upset because they have an expectation. Oh, I've with Amazon today, you're like, well, I'm clicking on it now, and later that night it's on your doorstep, right? This is what the world is sort of coming to, and people are expecting it to be delivered really, really soon, because the world is getting smaller and smaller all the time. So if you are not providing that sort of service, right here below the add to cart button, but above the fold, is kind of where you want to put all this information that you can about your product. Like I said, what country it's made in, what materials it's made out of, what other sizes, etc. it comes in. Absolutely as much information that you can throw at the customer, this is where you're going to put it, right? And then we get down to the fold. The fold of a website is what, when you click on that page, when you land on that page, the fold is the bottom of what you see, right? So if you scroll on your mouse, that fold, you go down to the bottom of the page. So that's what the fold is. It's kind of like a piece of paper, right? Here we have a piece of paper. You fold it in half, right? Above the fold is what you see when you land on the website. Below the fold is what you can't see. Below the fold is what you have to scroll down to. So when you scroll, boom, you see below the fold. So now you can have even more information below the fold. So you can have more images, you can have more videos, you can have links to the blog article or a product review. Essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to catch those customers who are not really ready to purchase yet, but now you're trying to convince them to purchase. You're going to blow their socks off with some of this information down below. And what other customers might actually do when they scroll down below the fold is they're trying to find out more information about you. They're trying to find out if they can actually trust you, if you're a legitimate company, because guess what? There are scam artists out there, and people are sensitive, obviously, to this kind of thing because they don't want to lose their money. So this is where you can see up here, you're going to have your sort of contact information. So your phone number is on there. You can see right there, there's a phone number. So if a person wants to pick up the phone, they can phone you. And please make sure that when they do phone that number, that you actually answer the phone, or there's someone there, customer service, etc., etc. Then next to that, we have the social media sites. So people can go and they can, once again, they're gaining trust, and they're trying to find out information about you and the products. So they're going to check out your Instagram page. They're going to check out your Facebook page. They might even go to the next one, which is the address. They might actually go to, I've done this before, go to Google Maps and see what sort of building you're in, right? So if you're a big manufacturer, of some sort of product, and they click on that and it's some random house in, some random neighborhood, they're going to lose trust, and boom, they're gone. So it's very important to have that information on Google. All this information needs to be synced up. Then below that, you can see over here, you have your terms and conditions and your return policies. And hopefully, especially if you're offering free shipping, your return policy needs to be very clear, because once again, you want to have as few returns as possible. You're going to have returns if you're selling a product, but you want your terms and conditions. You want all of this information explained beforehand so that the customer is not like, but I didn't know, right? So you're giving that customer as much information as you can. Then here is the golden nugget, number 15, the secret weapon, and that is the live chat. If you're selling a product, whatever it is, shoes, baseball bats, baseball caps, sunglasses, t-shirts, pictures, whatever the case is, if you can have live chat, that is the kicker that's going to really blow up your conversion rate, because some people just like to talk to someone, to know that there's someone out on the other side of the line. Chat, I don't recommend having a bot doing your chat. What you want, the person you want here is an evangelist for your product, a real salesperson. You don't just want some random person who maybe doesn't know much about your product. He's sitting in India, etc., etc. If possible, I manned my own live chat for 3 years. Whilst I was packing boxes, while I was doing my website, while I was updating pictures, while I was doing product reviews. It was absolute madness. So I absolutely know the boat that you're in. But live chat was the absolute kicker that took my conversion rate from 0.7 to 1.5. So what that means is that less than one person that visited my website out of every 100 converted into a lead or a customer. And I took that up to 1.5 people. So that was a huge, essentially you can double your business by simply doing this one little thing. If you don't do any of the other things, do the live chat. It is an absolute kick-ass tool. And make it easy, make it simple, and have a great salesperson, evangelist on the other side of that line. Same as manning the phones. So that is it. That is these 14, 15 very simple things that you need to have on your website if you want to have a killer landing page and you want to increase your conversion rate. These are all super important. You can, obviously there's more things and less things. There's different ways to do this for different products. But this, in my experience, if you have these things here laid out in this sort of format, you're going to have a kick-ass landing page. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you again soon. It is weekend and going to have a good time this weekend. And thanks for watching. Head over to my website. I've got lots of cool information on my website, jhmmarketingsolutions.com. Sign up for my newsletter. Check out my Facebook page, Twitter, Facebook, all that sort of good stuff. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Catch you later.